This video is coming straight out of the blue, and we're gonna keep the intro short. If you want to see the mirror shine portion of this video, I'll leave the link in the description below. I'm gonna show you how you can take a dirty pair of shoes and make them look like new immediately. Let's get into it. This 10-year-old pair of Johnston Murphy shoes have been through a lot, but never have they been called upon to action on a whirlwind site visit on a cold, overcast, rainy morning. It's important for every man to know how to take care of quality shoes. Not only is it a mindful pastime, but once you realize how long a pair of good shoes will last you, your perspective begins to change. Johnston Murphy used to make high quality shoes. Let's see if I can restore them to their past glory. First steps first. Admittedly, I thought these shoes were goners and I didn't touch them for a few days. So now I pay the price by having sticky mud that seemingly only a landfilled incineration could remove. Under warm, running water, I attempted to use a brush to remove the excess mud from the sole edges and didn't even bother with the underside. Well, that'll come off during my next wear. But of course, the brush was no match for the mud, so I used a steel sponge to do the job. I know what you're gonna say. Sebastian, man, you'll ruin the sole edge finish. Yeah, I might, but since I'm refinishing it later, I didn't mind too much. But please, in hindsight, use a strong, wet rag instead if you find yourself in the same situation. Before we start the cleaning process, it's important to use shoe trees. This will keep the shoes in shape while we clean the full surface of the leather. Take a clean, damp cloth and a generous amount of saddle soap. Work the soap evenly into the leather. You will notice how quickly the dirt is removed and how the leather becomes instantaneously moisturized. It leaves the shoe looking healthy. Usually made from lanolin and beeswax, saddle soap acts as a protectant and a moisturizer. Think of it as long-lasting chapstick. This protects leather from dehydration and cracking, while acting as a sealant. The cleaning properties of a saddle soap make staining removal easy, and even aid in removing old polish and waxwork from the shoe. To finish, I use a brush to remove any extra dirt from the shoe, while evenly coating the leather with the rest of the soap. This leaves a clean foundation for us to begin moisturizing and shining the shoe with new coats of creams and polishes. Let's go ahead and use a leather conditioner. Take a clean, dry area of the cloth and apply the conditioner in circular motions around the leather until all of it is soaked up completely. The conditioner takes moisturizing a step further. It completely changes the appearance and feel of the leather. This is the step I like to call revival. Even the driest leather can look like new after generous conditioning. The importance of moisturizing leather becomes apparent as it leaves the leather looking and feeling soft and supple. We could actually stop the shoe shining process here if we wanted to. And as you'll see later, I actually leave parts of the shoe at this stage. Next up, we add a coat or two of shoe cream. Now listen closely to this section, fellas. Shoe cream relies on various oils and can be water-based. This provides an additional layer of moisture and, unlike wax polishes, gives off a safe shine in areas of your shoe where creasing occurs. However, in this example, I found it extremely difficult to find a reddish color cream that suits my old pair of Johnston Murphys. You will hear experts tell you to find a similar color and usually advise a lighter shade as to not change the color of the shoe. But in my experience, any color cream that is not your actual color will show up in the creases, guaranteed, and may make the creases less subtle. This is especially true with cheaper, neutral polish. It can get in the creases and over time develop the white residue that looks appalling. For these shoes, I decided to use a neutral color cream on the toe, heel, and sides, and I applied 2 coats evenly. I did not, however, apply neutral color cream to the top area of the shoe where creases occur. I really like how it looks on just the conditioner alone, And I have peace of mind knowing I won't be seeing residue in the creases. Also, the mirror shine will do enough heavy lifting to where I won't be missing the extra shine on the top part of my shoe. After applying 2 coats evenly, I set that shoe down and work on the other shoe. I like to leave the cream to sit for a bit. I find it shines better that way. Once you come back to that shoe and you want to shine it, take your horsehair brush and gently and in large strokes shine back and forth along the areas where you applied the shoe cream, and just watch that shine come right out. It's a really pleasurable experience. We finally get to the mirror shine portion of this video, and I'm really excited to share my technique. I want to thank the Elegant Oxford and Kirby Allison for showing me their methods. It allowed me to find a quick, easy, and efficient technique that works for me, and I think it'll work for you too. This step will take a little longer if you have never applied wax to your shoe, since it'll need 4 or 5 coats of wax to begin working. All you need is a small tray with a few ice cubes, your wax polish, a clean, dry cloth, and your shoe. Begin by warming up the wax. Massage it with your fingers and a cloth until it feels more like a liquid. Then apply evenly in circular motions to the toe of the shoe until it starts to dry up. Repeat this step 4 or 5 times, and don't be afraid. The wax polish creates a shell layer that protects the leather from scuffs. And believe me, you scuff your shoes more often than you think. Make sure you don't forget about the area in between the sole and the leather so that the wax appears flush all the way through. Once you have 4 or more layers on your shoe, let it set for 10 minutes minimum and work on your other shoe. The leave-in process is important to achieve that vital mirror finish. After 10 or more minutes, come back to your shoe and use a clean, dry area of the cloth. This is also a vital trick in achieving a quick mirror shine. You will have to continually use a clean, dry area of cloth as you finish the mirror shine, and only experience will let you know when it's time to use a new area of cloth. Continue by gently touching the ice cube and spreading the cold, damp cloth onto the hardened wax in gentle circular motions. Don't use force here. Once you notice the surface is losing its slipperiness, gently touch the wax polish and spread it onto the leather in gentle circular motions. Repeat these steps as quickly as you can. Touch the ice cube, apply to the leather. Touch the wax, apply to the leather. Touch the ice cube, apply to the leather. Touch the wax, apply to the leather. Use a clean part of the cloth and repeat. Before you know it, the mirror shine begins to take hold. The longer you continue this process, the more shine you will have. But I'm sufficiently happy with a few minutes of mirror shining. For the final step, take a look at the shoe. And what do you think is missing? It looks like the sole needs as much attention as the leather. Just like you should never forget leg day at the gym, you should never forget your shoe soles. I use a black heel and edge refinisher with a sponge applicator. I shake the bottle and press the sponge into the ground to make sure that the sponge is nice and hydrated with the product. I apply about 2 coats carefully to the edges of the sole. Try not to get any on the leather, but if you do, it's no big deal. It can easily be taken off, or in worst case scenarios, rubbed in to give it a slight patina near the edge. The difference between no sole refinisher and sole refinisher is astounding. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video or found it informative in any way, please like and subscribe to the channel.